When you think of higher education, usually think of a higher price tag, which unfortunately seems to be true. In 2022, the cost of 1 year of a public university just broke the $25,000 mark. When you look at a private university, it is around $54,000. So in today's video, we're going to be going through some tips and tricks to really save you some money when it comes to the time to go away to school. Number one, guys, pick up a part-time job, part-time work, find something, whether it is a side gig. The way to really save a lot of money while you're in school is, of course, to make money while you're in school. A lot of people do YouTube. A lot of people have jobs at the library, on campuses, things of that nature. Even if you're picking up 10 to 15 hours a week, this can make a huge difference in the cost of college and being able to mitigate some of the college costs. Now, overall, guys, when you think of the big pie of a college education, 33% should be from scholarships, grants, things of that nature. Parents, hopefully they can pick up some of the bill because fundamentally it says 33% picking up there. And then the other 33% is student loans that you might have to borrow depending on your situation. Now, the second one we look at is setting up a budget. This is imperative, especially when you're going to college, guys. You really have to sit down, map out exactly how much you need, how much you're going to spend. That way, not only do you know how much you're going to spend, your parents, or if somebody is helping to carry some of the costs, they're going to know how much you are going to need, whether that is meal plans, whether that is textbooks. There's a lot of different that come in when you go to college, just outside of paying for school itself. Tip number 3, carry your student ID. Now, again, there's a lot of discounts from stores, mass transit providers, museums, restaurants. A lot of places do get you discounts. We see it with veterans discounts. We see it with like retirement discounts. We see it also with student discounts, guys. Anywhere you can get the same thing you're looking to buy for cheaper is always a win in my book. Minimizing the textbook costs. Textbook costs are on average around $1,500 a year. That is right, guys. $1,500 a year is what we used to spend with textbook. Even when I went to school, guys, renting or buying used books, super important. You can even download digital versions at a much discounted cost, or even borrowing. I know when I went to college, we had a little site that would swap textbooks. So if I was taking psychology and I had an accounting book and you were taking accounting and you had finished psychology, we were literally just setting up on social media to swap textbooks so we could actually cover the costs. Number 5, guys, making full use of your school's amenities. Now, usually when you're going to an institution or when you live on campus, there are a lot of amenities above and beyond the room and board. Make sure you're getting the most out of those. Some come with meal plans, some come with health centers, school gyms, things of that nature that you get at a reduced price or you get at a absolute free price, guys. Plan your meals. This again is huge when it comes to school, guys. The cost of meals are huge. Meal prepping isn't just a millennial thing, just not a college thing, but it is for people who are not paying for the campus meals or want to eat above and beyond or different food than what you do have at the dining halls. Now, are there special hours when the dining hall is open? All of the things you have to be aware of, guys. Usually they're only open for a set amount of time and you can only get set things. Now, make a grocery list if you need things, again, above and beyond what your school does offer. It is very advisable that you shop and you make sure that you are saving money. Number 7, saving money on houses. Outside of tuition, housing is often the biggest college tuition, guys. Clocking in at $10,000 to $12,000 a year for housing. That's if you live on campus or you live off campus or you live with friends. A lot of people will rent a room. Really factor this in, guys. Also, when it comes to a lot of scholarships, when it comes to a lot of things of that nature, you can get free housing, even some of the food and living expenses stipend, which means that you can work as a resident, you can work in the university, and again, you can get a lot of things discounted. And with the cost, like we said, of borrowing money for college, make sure you fill out your FAFSA every single year. The free application for federal student aid or the FAFSA determines what needs based on scholarships, grants, federal loans that you are eligible for. That way, if you do need the money, guys, it is available for you. With that being said, scholarships and grants, there are an incredible amount of places that do offer free money depending on what field of study you have and depending on a lot of different things, including your gender, your ethnicity. There's a lot of things that you can get free money that you do not have to pay. Even some banks, credit unions, things of that nature in the financial industry that do pay for part of your education or offer grants and scholarships depending on there. Now, of course, the final one, guys, make sure you're starting or trying to pay some of the student loans. The interest runs. When you think of a meter, guys, as soon as you start paying the bill, as soon as you pay your tuition bill, the interest on there starts running. It can run for, if you're going for a 4-year degree, if you're going for a 6-year degree, if you're borrowing money, the meter is running. You are going to graduate owing much more than you originally borrowed, which is by design from the government. Most of us know that the United States government owns a majority of student loans at this point, and the interest rate on them can range from 5 to 7% is what we've normally seen. Over the long term, depending on the size of the loan and the interest rate, you could owe tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest coming out of school, depending what you're going for, which is kind of crazy, guys. Now, you do have to be very intentional when it comes to college savings and saving money when you have in college. Have to make sure that you have an institution that is not going to charge you fees, because that is the last thing you want. You want to make sure that you have fee-free and are set up with fee-free ATMs. How are you going to pay your bills in college? Are you using a debit card? Have you built and started to establish credit with a credit card? Are you going to be writing checks? Are there things that are going to require checks? There's a lot of individuals that I talk that have just graduated high school that are moving to college that do not think about all of the questions in how you're going to get money. So let's say, by instance, you're out of money, you need funds, you're away at school, you're an hour away, 4 hours away, different state, different country. Regardless of what it is, guys, how could your parents, how could your family, how could friends and family get money to you is something you definitely need to think about, guys, is how and where is that going to come from? Now, in addition to having just that checking account with the debit card, like I said, start building credit, guys. This is really the imperative time. You have to be very conscious and you have to be super disciplined when you're in school and you're building your credit. You don't want to get a high limit credit card. You're going to end up with a lot of student loan debt, and you're also going to end up with a lot of credit card debt. And also, with that being said, guys, if your parents have been saving for college, you probably have a 529 plan. MESP program, which we do have here in Michigan, works incredibly well, but again, you have to know how the university is going to be paid. This is something that you want to research when you're starting college or when you're just getting into college. Guys, so I hope I shed a little bit of light on the experience when it comes to the college, how to save money in college. There are a lot of different ways. Save a little bit of money while you're getting your degree. Once you finish your degree, then the focus should turn into paying off those student loans. I know a lot of people fresh out of college, you start your first career job, as we say it, or something that you're going into your field of study. This is a time, even if you spent a year or two moving back in with your parents, you can save a tremendous amount of money when you're working as an adult and also paying back and eliminating all of the debt. Very, very short-term sacrifice for a long-term reward of actually getting to pay off and pay down those student loans before you actually look at things like getting a mortgage and really stepping up the game into the adult or the real life from there. All right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and as always, thank you guys for watching.